Hi kids, how are you all? I hope you are all doing well. Today we are going to start chapter number 6, verbs. So let's begin. Write the action word verb for each of the following. Let's see. Vinay is, Vinay is, Vinay is. So you have to write the action of these pictures. Now let's start with part A, verbs. A verb is a word that denotes an action, a being or a possession. Let's see the examples. The boy dived into the river. Action. Virat hit the ball hard. Action. Manmohan Singh is a great economist. Being. Shivaji was great Maratha warrior. Being. Mukesh Ambani has a beautiful house. Possession. An elephant has a short tail. Positive. Now, transitive, intransitive and incomplete verbs. Let's see transitive verb. Verb that requires an object to complete its meaning is called transitive verb. Here are the examples. Nisha likes chocolate. Here chocolate is the object of the verb like and this object is needed to complete the meaning. Next is intransitive verbs. A verb that does not require an object to complete its meaning but has a complete meaning by itself is called an intransitive verb. Example. The girl laughed. Here the verb laugh does not need any object to complete its meaning. Now, incomplete verbs. Some verbs need complements to complete their meaning. These are called incomplete verbs. Verbs like be, is, are, am, was, were, will be, shall be, etc. become, appear, seem and look are incomplete verbs. Here is example. The house is big. Here the word big is necessary to complete the meaning of the house is. Now, direct and indirect objects. Transitive verbs can have two kinds of objects. Direct object and indirect object. Direct object, a noun or pronoun that directly receives the action denoted by the verb in a sentence is called direct object. Now, indirect object. A noun or pronoun that receives the direct object is called indirect object. A direct object answers the question what. An indirect object answers the question to whom, for what. An indirect object is normally placed before the direct object. Examples. Father bought me a laptop. Bought what? Laptop. Direct object. Who received the laptop? Me. Indirect object. Mrs. Sharma gave them sweets. Indirect object and direct object. Now next is auxiliary and main verbs. Verbs can be main verbs or auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary or helping verbs. Let's see. Verbs that helps the main verbs to complete the meaning of a sentence are called auxiliary verbs and helping verbs. Let's see. There are 14 auxiliary verbs. Be, have, would, could, might, should, used, to, do, will, can, may, shall, ought, to, must. Be, do and have are primary auxiliary verbs. They can also be used as main verbs. Except be, do and have verbs, all other auxiliaries are called modal auxiliaries. Let's move on to the main verbs. Verbs that alone make a sentence complete or meaningful are called main verbs. Examples. Read, eat, sing, etc. Let's move on to part E, finite and non-finite verbs. Finite verbs, verbs that change their forms when there is a change in the number or person of the subject are called finite verbs. Example, I go to college, finite verb. Non-finite verbs, verbs that do not show any tense form are called non-finite verbs. Example, to bake, to sing, etc. Now, next is main parts of a verb. The present tense, first form, the past tense, second form, the past participle, third form. Here are the examples. Eat, present tense, ate, past tense, eaten, past participle. Now, next is strong verbs and weak verbs. Let's see first strong verbs. Verbs that form their past tense by changing the inside vowel s of their present tense are called strong verbs. Present tense, blow, drive, shake. Their past tense, blew, drove, shook. Here now, weak verbs. Verbs that form their past tense by adding ed, d or t to the present are called weak verbs. Present tense, played, dived, dreamed. Past tense, played, dived, dreamed. Now here's the list of strong verbs and weak verbs. Now here you can see the table of present, past, past participle, abide, abode, abode, bear, bring, forth, bore, born, beat, beat, bitten, behold, beheld, beheld. So in this way, you can understand the past and past participle form of strong verbs. So kids, read them carefully and learn them. Now, weak verbs. Walk, walked, want. Walk, walked. Spend, spent. Catch, caught. Laugh, laughed. So in this way, here are the weak verbs. Read them carefully and learn them. Now kids, verbs whose three forms are equal. Let's see. Bet, bet, bet. Cast, cast, cast. Cut, cut, cut. Hurt, hurt, hurt. So you can see that these verbs have equal three forms. Read and learn them carefully. Now, let's move on to the next part, J. Some troublesome verbs. Rise, raise. To rise means to wake up or come up. To raise means to lift. Example, truth once crushed will rise again. Please raise your hands who knows the answer. Second, lie, lie. Lie means to rest or remain. Lie, lay, lain. Lie means to speak falsely. Lie, lied, lied. Examples, let me lie here. He lied me once again. Next is hung, hanged. To suspend, hang, hung, hung. To put to death by tying a rope round the neck, hang, hanged, hanged. Example, she hanged the clothes on the rope. The criminal was hanged. Now, born, born. To give birth, bear, bore, born. To carry, bear, born, bore, born. Examples, he was born on 5th February 1985. It can't bear the burden of the heavy weight. Now, give the past and past participle form of the following words. You can say arise, arose, arisen. So in the same way, fill all the past and past participle of the following words. That's all for the today's class. We will meet next time. Bye-bye.